Hello, my name's Judith Evans. I'm going to talk about the IC cold store audits. In particular, I'm going to talk about one of the stores, which was a potato chilled store. If you're interested in some of the audits, we've also got webinars on a chilled dairy store, a potato frozen store, and also there's a webinar which deals with the background to the audits and the results from the audits. This particular potato cold store was in the UK. It consisted of 6 separate stores, all which stored chilled potatoes. We actually audited the facility twice. This was because the stores really have two reasons for operation. The potatoes are brought in from the field after harvest, and then they're reduced to the cold store temperature over a period of 2 to 3 weeks. They're then stored at approximately 3 degrees C for quite extended periods of time, sometimes up to 1 year. And so the refrigeration system for the store really has 2 functions, one to pull down the temperature of the potatoes and the other to store the potatoes at a stable temperature. All the 6 stores we looked at were direct expansion refrigeration systems operating on R422D or R22. All had reciprocating compressors, but one of the compressors had an inverter drive. All had air-cooled condensers. You can see from these graphs the heat loads on the stores during pull down and during stable operation. You can see that the heat loads vary quite dramatically on the stores. In particular, in the pull down period, the heat load from the food is very, very high. And you can see that in the stable period that the heat load from the potatoes is still high due to respiration, but it's considerably less than during the pull down. So you can see during the pull down you have high heat loads. You've also got higher heat loads from infiltration and from transmission, as the ambient temperatures are higher at that period of time, and less during the stable operation, as this tends to be the colder part of the year and the doors remain closed almost continually. You can therefore see that the refrigeration system really has 2 defined functions, one to extract heat during the pull down and one to just maintain the temperature of the products during stable. And this is actually quite difficult with a refrigeration system, as the functions are really very different. In terms of the efficiency of the stores, we looked at the coefficient of system performance, the efficiency of each of the stores. You can see that we've calculated this for the pull down and the stable period. And for stores 3 and 4, you can see the COSP is a lot more efficient than during the pull down, and this was partly due to this unit having an inverter driven compressor. But you can also see that in stores 10, 11 and 12 that during pull down the compressors are more efficient than during the stable operation, and this is because on those particular stores the refrigeration system is better designed for pull down than stable operation, and so during stable operation it's cutting in and out a lot of the time, and it's much more designed for heavier load. We found other options to improve the stores. One was to increase the insulation. However, although this might be feasible on these particular stores, it probably wouldn't be very financially advantageous. On all the stores the condensing pressures could have been reduced. In some of the stores the condenser fan controls weren't very good and were actually affecting how well the refrigerant was condensing. These could easily be put right with some simple control modifications. Recommissioning the expansion valves was also an issue. In most cases the evaporators weren't being used efficiently and weren't defrosting very evenly. There was also longer term options such as replacing some of the older plants, and also the issue with the refrigerant, which R22, which is being phased out and needs to be replaced in the next few years. Overall the savings were about 26%. If you'd like to find out further information on the IC audits, there's lots of information on the IC website where you can download further information, case studies which give examples of how much energy can be saved. You can use the IC models to try and predict how much energy you can save on a cold store, and there's information packs which gives you background and lots of information on energy saving initiatives.